Hey guys, it's Alex C with TFP TV. Over the course of my life, I've been able to shoot all kinds of different firearms, despite not really coming from a household of gun nuts. While I've enjoyed most, a precious few have made their way into my heart that are notable as having provided an unparalleled shooting experience that is meant to be savored and appreciated. Know this. This list is nothing more than one man's meandering opinion on 10 firearms that everyone should give a try to better appreciate marksmanship and further escalate their love of shooting. Number 10. The Mauser 98. I've called the Mauser 98 the perfect rifle, and everything about them is just excellent. The parts work together in perfect harmony to drive lead downrange. The rifles are strong, easy to shoot, clean, train with, and are as reliable as a toaster. But the 98 makes it to number 10 simply because a bolt-action rifle will only entertain many shooters for so long. The trend these days is towards self-loading firearms, and it is easy and embarrassing that many members of my generation will forego a solid bolt-action rifle in favor of a hot-rodded semi-automatic. Not that there's anything wrong with that, though. Number 9. The M1 Garand. The venerable M1 Garand rifle, a symbol of American might, innovation, and pride that was invented by an immigrant who was truly the embodiment of the American dream. The Garand served the USA valiantly for over 20 years as a main service rifle, and the United States Civilian Marksmanship Program offers the ability to have one shipped right to your door if you meet a certain set of qualifications. In my humble opinion, if you've not taken advantage of the CMP, you should do so. The Garand honestly does provide a marksmanship experience like no other. When you get behind a Garand, you have 8 rounds of heavy-hitting 30-06 ammunition, and the firing of the famous last round results in a harmonious ping that always brings a smile to my face. Garands are incredibly accurate rifles, and even today are used in competitions across the country, ranging from less formal shoots and all the way up to Camp Perry. Number 8. Self-loading bullpup. Any. It seems like people either love bullpups or hate them. The only way to find out which side you're on is to pick one up and get some trigger time. There are several good options on the market right now, but the experience you get when shooting one of these firearms is unique to say the least. Are bullpups the future of small arms development? Some nations seem to think so, but other big players are hedging their bets on conventional layouts. Either way, give a bullpup a try. Number 7. A 1911. There's a reason why 1911s have been around for over 100 years. People like the way they shoot. John Browning's genius shows through his many designs that are still around and relevant today, and the 1911 is no exception. The crisp single action, the grip angle, user friendliness, and safety of 1911 pistols have ensured that shooters have used them to fight wars, defend their homes, and win numerous competitions. It's not uncommon for a plastic fantastic pistol owner to not understand why anyone would want a heavy, low-capacity and dated pistol, but they need only shoot one and get why this amalgamation of parts comes together in perfect harmony to provide a brilliant shooting experience that'll surely bring a smile to your face. Number 6. M16. The weapon that separated America from its love affair with wooden stocks and .30 caliber cartridges. The M16 is an incredibly accurate rifle and has parts and concepts from other guns that came together spectacularly. From the FAL, it has a hinged receiver system allowing the rifle to be open for cleaning. The ejection port cover is similar to that found in the World War II era STG-44, as is the magazine release and safety. The bolt locking mechanism is similar to an M1941 Johnson rifle, and the ejection mechanism is similar to a Remington Model 8's. From the German FG-42, it seems to borrow the idea of a straight-line stock to reduce muzzle climb and fully automatic. These factors contribute to the platform's inherent accuracy. Stoner's use of aluminum alloys and polymers combined with the aforementioned features borrowed from other designs culminated to create a new American rifle that was destined to hit the jungles of Vietnam. This new weapon was light, accurate, easy to field, ahead of its time, and loved by the soldiers who initially got their hands on it. Controllability on full auto is also amazing, and it's easy to keep shots on target even when dumping a magazine. Number 5. H&K MP5. The MP5 is the gold standard when it comes to SMGs. While closed-bolt subguns were nothing new, the MP5 was the first to gain widespread acceptance. The Rising was a closed-bolt SMG, but there isn't much positive I have to say about it. Until short 5.56 carbines became the norm, the MP5 was the gun of choice for military people in tight spaces, letter agencies, police, and even civilians who worked over HK-94s. So many MP5s were sold that it is said that it was the only gun keeping the company afloat for a period of time. The MP5 suppresses well, is incredibly accurate, easy to control, and relatively light. If you could only ever choose one SMG to shoot, it should be an MP5. Number 4. A big bore revolver. Do you feel lucky, punk? If you own a nice Smith & Wesson Model 29, you should. Shooting a big bore revolver can be a bit painful to a newbie, but with some practice and instruction, a revolver shooter can harness the power of a .44 Magnum and do some amazing things with it. My single-action army goes with me to the country often, and I trust it, and I would one day like to get into cowboy action shooting. It takes a while to get over the reflex to flinch when shooting a big bore revolver, but shooting one is quite the thrill. If you don't have one or have a desire to own one, go to a local range and see if they have a rental unit. It will be well worth your time and money. Number 3. Something belt-fed. The first belt-fed I ever shot was an M60, and I still remember it quite well. A friend of mine is a collector and brought it to the range where it was definitely the belle of the ball. It's hard to explain the experience of shooting a .30 caliber machine gun that has no recoil, but I can sum it up with one word. Awesome. Since then, I've shot many belt-feds, and having the ability to set a gun down on a tripod and burn through ammunition is quite an experience, and one like no other. As a result, I would definitely put a belt-fed gun on your firearm bucket list. Number 2. A Select Fire AK-47. The AK is a true icon. It can be seen on the news every day, and Hollywood movies would have you believe that blazing away on full auto is no problem at all. While 74s are like holding a garden hose, .762 caliber AKs are pretty tricky to master, and by shooting one you will certainly understand. These rifles have been used in conflicts all across the globe and have more than proven themselves effective. To understand the doctrine of the AK, one needs to shoot one on fun mode. While they will group minute of enemy on semi-automatic no problem, the Soviet doctrine called for thousands of BMPs carrying hordes of angry Russians spraying their AKs towards those unfortunate enough to bear the brunt of the Soviet onslaught. While somewhat difficult to control in full auto, the experience is still enlightening, and that's why I placed it on number 2. Number 1. A suppressed bolt-action .22 caliber rifle. Wait, what? A .22 on this list, much less at number 1? Well, yes. Hell yes. Shooting a suppressed bolt-action .22 rifle has given me more joy than any of the above firearms. The accuracy of a solid bolt-action .22 long rifle, such as my CZ452, combined with a good optic, will let you ring your target all day and affordably. A suppressor simply adds some giggle factor, as the target rings louder than the report of your rifle. I use .22s for target practice and hunting small game, but I also use it to teach new shooters due to the simplicity and silence. With suppressor ownership becoming more mainstream, you now see folks everywhere with cans on their rifles, and in my opinion, a suppressed .22 will provide you with just as much fun as a high-dollar NFA item. So I went back to the basics for number 1. I bet people expected something like a minigun, but shooting a gun by basically pressing a button is not as thrilling as you'd think. Nevertheless, I think a good bolt-action .22 is something that everyone should have some serious range time with, and I stick by that. Thanks for watching this video on TFB TV. Is there a gun you'd add? Put it in the comments and I'd really like to hear your suggestion. Big thanks to Ventura Munitions for helping us out with the cost of ammunition for our shooting videos, the best place to buy ammunition online. We hope to see you all next time.